I've Got a Secret, brought to you tonight by Winston. Winston tastes good, like a cigarette should.
Get the message? Winston tastes good like your cigarette should. Try Winston.
Thank you very much. Good evening and welcome, of course, to I've Got a Secret. What else? Now that we've met the two-time Academy Award winner, Shelley Winters, let's meet the two-time losers on our panel. Isn't that terrible? First, Betsy Palmer.
I didn't lose.
No.
Well, anyway, here's Bill Cullen.
I wasn't even entered.
Tess Meyerson.
I almost won.
And finally, Henry Morgan.
I'm not talking to you.
And now may we have our first contestants, please. Come right in, gentlemen.
I didn't know her without her bicycle.
Now, would you all tell us your names, please, and where you're from?
My name is Sister Mary Regina from LaGrange, Illinois.
Terry Gibbs, Canoga Park, California.
Saul Yeager, Brooklyn, New York.
All right. Now, to each his own, it's all right. No introductions, I'm sure, are necessary for Saul Yeager, the great jazz clarinetist, or Terry Gibbs, the virtuoso of the vibes. As for Sister Mary Regina here, the only thing I can tell you is that, believe it or not, she has a secret in connection with these two gentlemen, which is kind of an intriguing thing to think about, just, you know, that much of it. So let's get started right away with you now, Saul Yeager. And Mr. Gibbs, what's your secret? And Sister Mary Regina, what can you add to all of this? Panel, the clue here concerns something they did, and we'll start the game with Henry Morgan.
Sister, are you a musician?
I beg your pardon?
Are you a musician?
Yes.
Do you play a wind instrument?
No.
Do you play percussion?
No.
Well, I'm fresh out. Now then, did you do something musical with the two gentlemen behind you?
No.
Oh, I thought I had the whole thing done.
$20 down, 60 to go. Betsy?
I bet Henry thought that Sister Regina probably taught Debbie Reynolds to sing and the boys to play for the musical or ride bicycles or something. Did it have anything to do with a film, Sister Mary Regina? Did it have anything? Well, it does have to do with music, doesn't it? It has to do with music to you?
Yes.
Did you teach these gentlemen anything? Did you join them in making a record?
No.
$40 down. 40 to go, Bill Cullen.
It has to do with the field of music, though.
Mm-hmm.
Did you, by any chance, Sister Mary Regina, collaborate with the two gentlemen in writing a song or a tune? And you didn't teach them anything?
They've got a lot to learn, but she didn't teach them.
Did they teach you something? Has nothing to do with school in that sense of the word.
Well, it does.
It does. Did you?
There's a connection with school. Let's say $60 down. Bess?
Well, Sister Regina, was Saul and Terry students of yours in parochial school?
No.
No.
Oh, Yeager?
Did they become an entertainer at your school? Did they do something for your school?
No.
Oh.
Well, I'll tell you.
What?
There are a lot of people who'll never forgive Sister Mary Regina, Sol Yeager, and Terry Gibbs for what they've done. But I'm not one of them, because I owe each of them a debt of gratitude. When I made the movie of the Benny Goodman story, Sol Yeager taught me to play the clarinet, and Terry Gibbs here taught me to play the fibes for my nightclub act with Jane. But the person most responsible for starting me out on a musical career was this wonderful lady, Sister Mary Regina, who taught me as a very young fellow to play the piano.
Oh.
Sister, in spite of how I play, I still have very fond memories of you and all the members of the staff at St. Joseph's Academy back in LaGrange. You don't play anymore yourself, do you?
No.
I see. Well, I hope I wasn't the cause of your stopping.
Oh, no.
I know you're still playing, Sol.
Yes, Steve.
Where are you playing right now?
I'm playing at the Gaslight Club in New York.
And Terry, what are you up to?
We have a
today?
new dot record out on that Secret Agent Man, plus the album with you, and another secret, I just signed a contract with you for Lake Tahoe.
They finally got to you, huh?
Finally got
Good.
to you.
As Terry and I are opening, as I said, with Jane at Sahara Club in Lake Tahoe pretty soon. Sister, as long as we're handing out all these plugs, how about you?
Well, we're planning on putting up a building at LaGrange for our sick and aging sisters.
I see.
An infirmary.
I remember when I went to St. Joseph's, there was the boys' school, and then there was a big cornfield, and then the girls' school, Our Lady of Bethlehem.
Well, the corn is no longer there, but there will be.
Not since I moved out, anyway. Well,
the group of buildings, new buildings that we need badly.
wonderful. Listen, they needed them when I was there. I'm very glad they're getting them finally. Well, we're not going to let Sol and Terry get away without playing a little music for us. So, gentlemen, let's all meet in the center of the stage. Sister, we'll see you in just a moment. very much, Sal and Terry and sister. You started it all, so you have nobody but yourself to blame. But thank you so much for joining us, too.
Keep up your pants.
I don't know if you could hear what the last thing she said. I shook her hand and she says, keep practicing. That's cute. We'll be back in a minute after this message.
Get the message? Winston tastes good, like your cigarette should. Yes, unless your cigarette is Winston, you're missing out on the best taste in filter cigarettes. Winston, America's largest selling filter cigarette. And it tastes it.
Winston tastes good like a cigarette should.
Like your cigarette should. Try Winston.
We have our next contestant, please. Nice to have you with us. Would you tell us your name and where you're from?
Joe King, Winston-Salem, North Carolina.
Mr. King of Winston-Salem. Now, I'll give all of you a little bit of background here on Mr. King. He is an artist who exhibits under the name Vinciata, and he's also an art collector. Now, quite a few years ago, in fact, he heard about a remarkable Civil War painting that had apparently vanished off the face of the earth, and the reports of the painting were so glowing that Mr. King spent more than 30 years searching for it. And about 2 years ago, his labors were rewarded, and he finally tracked it down. And Mr. King has brought the painting to our studio this evening, and when you see it, you will understand why he was so anxious to find it. Do you have it on you, sir?
Yes, Steve, we have it here.
It's here somewhere.
Yes, well,
Let's look over in here. I think it's back in this area. Oh, yes, there it is. Now, I wish we were on color TV at the moment because naturally you'd appreciate it even more, but the canvas here is 22 feet by 25 feet. What battle does this depict, sir?
This is the Battle of Gettysburg, and it portrays Pickett's charge in 1863, July the 3rd, about 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
Pickett's charge, I see. Well, you naturally have a secret in connection with this painting, so would you please whisper that to me just now? Most interesting, would you tell me more? Panel, the clue to Mr. King's secret concerns something about this painting, of course, and we'll start the game this time with Bill Cullen.
Mr. King, is there a personal connection between you and the painting other than your having found it?
No, there's not.
Does it concern one of the people portrayed in the painting?
I beg your pardon?
Does it concern one of the people we see in the painting?
No.
Does it concern some way you're finding the painting?
No.
$20 down. That clears away quite a lot of area. Bess?
Mr. King, am I to understand then that it doesn't concern where you found it?
No, it doesn't.
Has the picture changed any since you found it? Did you make any changes at all?
No. Well, yes and no, but mostly no.
But that's not part of...
It would be irrelevant to the secret, in other words.
Right. Is there some historical fact that is changed because of the finding of this painting?
No.
$40 down. Henry?
Sir, does it concern in any way who owned it?
No. No, it wasn't.
Or where it was?
No.
Or what you are going to do with it?
No. Sorry.
Oh, dear. I pass.
This is a tough one. $60. Betsy?
I should say. Does it have to do with it being here on our stage tonight? The secret?
No. Yes and no.
Does it have to do with a personal involvement that you might have with it?
No, it doesn't.
Does it have to do with what it was painted with?
No.
Who the painter was?
No.
We know what the painting is of.
Hal, the painting we see here, and as I said, this was a very tough one. It would have been tough to get this under any circumstances. This, believe it or not, this enormous canvas is in itself only a small part of Mr. King's secret, because it is only a small part of the total painting that Mr. King spent 30 years trying to find. The entire painting, this is just one piece of it, the entire painting is 70 feet high, 410 feet long, 110 feet longer than a football field.
And I'm surprised you couldn't have guessed that.
No.
Well, it was one of the toughest secrets in a long time, and this is obviously the largest painting in the world. How could anything this large and this good have disappeared for 30 years?
Well, the last time it was shown was in 1933 in Chicago, at the Chicago World's Fair.
You know, I remember seeing that there. It was in a big panorama, wasn't it?
You actually did, didn't you?
Yes, I was a punk of about, I don't know,
was a little girl.
10 or 11. Did you see it?
No, I saw Aunt Jemima, though.
You saw Aunt Jemima. All right. She was right down the fairway a little bit. Aunt Jemima saw this painting, though. How do you like that? She said she loved it. But anyway, I remember as a kid. Well, who cares whether I saw it or not? Tell me more about it.
You might be interested in knowing, Steve, and the panel and the audience, that this probably is the world's largest painting. It was started in 1880. It took 17 artists 2.5 years to paint it. It has 4 tons of paint on it. And this section here, it depicts Pickett's charge the first time at Gettysburg, of course, that the Confederates broke through your Union lines.
Oh, that's the way it is, huh? All right. That's cute.
That's why I shipped that to New York.
Somebody just broke through the canvas a little earlier this afternoon, too. How do you like that? And our pickets are going to be charged for that, too.
And you see the 3 Confederate flags here, and over to the right is the general. On the right, they see he's falling from the horse. He's just been shot, Confederate general. And over to the left, there are 4 or 5 Yankees who've also been shot.
Yes, well, the Yankees were in trouble last year, too.
But this painting...
what did this thing cost, if I may ask, originally?
In 1880, it was commissioned to be painted for $200,000. Wow. And, of course, that was only 15 years after the war. And you imagine what it would cost today to do a similar thing. It'd be impossible to do it, of course.
Now, the complete painting, to put it another way, is 28 times larger than what you see here. Well, now that you've found it, what are you going to do with it?
Well, we hope to, in the next few months or next year, anyway, of having a cyclorama building built for it. It'd be a circle, of course, and it would be put on permanent exhibition.
I think, seriously, that's a very fine idea, and I hope it's displayed soon again.
Thank you. And it's a complete, authentic documentation of the war in all detail, as you see. And I hope you'll come see it when we finally get it up.
Let us know where it is, and we'll all come around. Thank you so much, Mr. King. Good luck to you. I'll never forget seeing that as a kid. One day I didn't practice Sister Regina's piano lesson. I went and saw that thing instead. We'll meet our special guest for the evening in a minute after this message.
What is best for acid indigestion?
Millions of people use Rolaids.
Why are Rolaids so good?
Rolaids consumes 47 times its weight in excess stomach acid. The following demonstration shows how important this is to you. When you have acid indigestion, your stomach drips excess acid, causes heartburn, gas, that burning sensation. Rolaids, however, contains an exclusive buffering compound. Watch how it works. Rolaids protects your stomach with thousands of absorbent particles. Each particle consumes 47 times its weight in excess stomach acid. Result, Rolaids controls the steady drip of acid, gives relief that lasts for hours. So when excess acid causes painful indigestion, take Rolaids. Remember, Rolaids consumes 47 times its weight in excess stomach acid. Rolaids tastes like a mint, works like a miracle.
Yeah. I got to tell you something dumb I just did. There's a man standing over here. I have these cards in my hand with some facts and questions, about the show. Now, there's a man standing here. Will you step out and wait? I think it's a check for. Come here. Come on, just a minute.
Thor.
That's Thor. Sure. He's a very good man. He is here to do a lot of jobs, and one of the things that I was supposed to do a minute ago was give him this hand mic. Here's what I did. Thank you, Thor. I almost did it again. How do you like that? Now, it's time to meet our special guest, a brilliant dramatic actress who just won her second Academy Award. You'll be seeing her soon in 2 new movies, The Indifferent Ones and Alfie. Here is Shelley Winters. Nice to have you with us.
It's nice to be here.
Congratulations again on your award. And by the way, I thought your performance in Apache Blue was just great.
Thank you, Steve. Steve, I always think you're just great.
Well, what do you know? No, I'm serious. What do you have in mind for our panel tonight?
Well, I don't have anything very special, but yesterday I went to see a psychiatrist, and I brought along some questions that I'd like to ask all of you.
You know, the panel gets very nervous about questions because Sam Levinson does that to them every so often, gives them 3rd and 4th grade and 2nd grade quiz questions.
I mean, you don't have to be smart to answer these.
Well, thanks a lot.
Well, that's good. Very good. What kind of questions are they?
They're sort of intimate and personal questions.
What's Sam's number?
And they're all kind of...
Well, this is the idea. It's based on the fact that all of you all answer. You've all known each other for a number of years, and I'd like to find out now what you really know about each other. So I'd like to ask some questions, and you all kind of write down the answers on sort of a blue card. Do you have a blue card there?
Yeah. All right.
What you think you know about yourself, but what you think is so about the other people.
Okay.
Steve and the other 3,
now,
okay?
What's the first question?
Well, out of the 4 of you and you, how many of you do you think have taken acting lessons?
This includes Steve?
Yes, this includes Steve. Write down the number.
Of us?
Yeah.
Acting lessons.
Acting
Yes, how many
lessons.
doesn't have to be method act. Any kind of acting lessons will do.
Method's the only way.
Touche.
Uh-huh. Okay, put your cards up. Betsy's card says 3, Bill says 4, Beth says 3, and Henry says 2, and I say 2. Now, let's find out who did what.
Well, I know I myself have had acting lessons. I would venture to say that Henry may have been involved in a school in acting, and I would say you, Steve, may have been involved.
All right, let's find out. Bill?
I have 4 because I figure everyone but me took them. I didn't take them.
You did not take them.
I figured the rest of you...
Okay, Bess, did you ever take them?
Yes, I've taken them.
Okay, then
For a very short time, though.
That's 2
That's
so
why
far.
they don't show.
Henry, did you ever take any acting lessons?
No, I voted 2 because I figured Bess and Betsy.
And you, haven't you?
Yes, as a kid.
I only voted 3.
Oh, well.
3 is the right answer.
Yeah, I knew it was you.
Oh, you know each other better than I thought you did. Okay, another question.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
How,
What? Don't be shy.
knowing each other, how many of you do you think have ever spent a night in jail? Now, for any reason.
You mean all night?
Yes, all right.
Overnight.
Overnight. Write it down. Your fellow panelists and Steve, how many do you think?
Show your numbers,
Well,
panel.
I say 2.
Number
I think Henry and Steve have been in jail.
Now, we're not saying who ought to go to jail. Just
No. I just think you've done it.
I said none because I wouldn't associate with you.
Well, I said 2. 1 because Steve probably went because he wanted to on something he believed about, and Henry went because he didn't want to. Couldn't get away.
I wrote 1 because I figure nobody, but what do I know? So I put down 1. I've never been in jail, and I've never taken acting lessons. What do you think of that?
You haven't lived.
I put down 2 because I think you're a pretty shifty group over there. Okay.
What is it?
Betsy? Who? Who's who?
Did-
We just did it.
Have you ever been in jail?
No, I've never been in jail. No.
Never?
Not I.
Not I.
Not I. Well, Steve?
I I was in jail one night. No, well, Sister Regina warned me. I was in jail for 2 nights, as a matter of fact, in Del Rio, Texas, when I was 16 years old, because I went into a restaurant and ate my head off and then told them I didn't have any money to pay for it. Isn't that sad? Another question.
One more question, real quick. How many of you think have ever met a president of the United States?
I've met the president.
Any president of the United States during your lifetime?
What's your number? Let's see.
All right, I say 5.
5, Bill?
All right.
I say 1.
I say 5.
5.
And I say 5.
5.
You've never met one?
Never met no president.
Not
Billy.
Never
All
met
right, I
no
say
president.
4.
You all have met a president?
Yeah.
Yes, we...
Oh, well,
You have another question, Shelley?
Yes, real quick. How many of you have ever been to Niagara Falls?
I'm still trying to meet a president.
That's where they hang out now.
Something wrong with me.
I say 5.
5?
I say 3.
3?
I say none.
I say 3.
I say 1. I also say rag mop sometimes.
Who's been?
What'd you do?
I've been there because of I've Got a Secret.
I've been
I've been there. That's the reason I never met a president. I'm always
Have you been there?
Yeah,
That's 3 of us.
I've never been to Niagara.
Steve, you've never been?
I've been.
4.
4.
That's
But
close.
I've never been.
Oh, dear. Is that all the time we have for this particular stunt? Hey,
There was
Shelley,
a
when you
president
come
watching
back
would
again
like
soon?
to-
Some more personal questions.
I think it's a marvelous idea. Well, thank you, Shelley Winters. We'll be back in a minute after this message from our sponsor. Thank you.
Remember the new look. Times change. Tastes change. And I've changed, too. To Tempo. As tastes keep changing, chances are you'll change, too. Sooner or later, you'll probably want to try the taste of a charcoal-tipped cigarette. So why not make it the one with the taste that makes the change worthwhile? Why not Tempo? Why not today?
I've Got a Secret has been brought to you tonight by Tempo, Builder's Cigarette. This bomber's gown furnished by J.C. Penney.
Right now, it's stage center for comedy when Lucy and Banker Mooney attend a school for actors owned and operated by guest star Mickey Rooney on The Lucy Show. Next, In Color.